A cold February afternoon in 1957, young Jimmy Trent trudges through the snow-covered outskirts of Philadelphia, his breath visible in the freezing air. Jimmy spots an old bassinet box beneath a grove of bare trees, curiosity drawing him closer. Inside the box, he finds the body of a young boy, curled in a fetal position, naked and bruised. Police arrive at the scene, taking photographs and examining the box while reporters gather, capturing the tragic discovery. Images of the boy are plastered across newspapers, and flyers are distributed asking, "Do you know this child?" Miles away, 8-year-old Elise Green clutches her stuffed rabbit, her eyes wide with worry as she watches the news. Her mother, Margaret Green, locks the hallway closet, her face tear-streaked and eyes red from crying. Years later, grown-up Elise returns to her childhood home, now dusty and abandoned, to clean and sort through her mother's belongings. In the attic, beneath layers of dust, Elise discovers a small wooden box containing a faded diary. Elise reads the diary, her face a mixture of shock and sorrow as she uncovers her mother's heartbreaking secrets. With trembling hands, Elise walks into the Philadelphia Police Department, clutching the diary and an old pendant engraved with Michael. Detective Brown examines the diary, the pendant, and a photo of a toddler with bright eyes, recognizing the familiarity. DNA tests confirm that the boy in the box was Michael Green, Elise's half-brother. Flashback. Margaret Green, a scared 15-year-old, hides her pregnancy and gives birth in secret, raising Michael in a locked upstairs room. Margaret reads stories to Michael, sings him lullabies, and keeps him away from windows, believing love can protect him. Michael falls ill, and Margaret frantically tries to treat him with over-the-counter medicine and prayers. Michael's condition worsens, and Margaret, unable to risk taking him to a hospital, holds him as he dies in her arms. Margaret wraps Michael's body, clips his hair, and places him in a box, her heart heavy with grief. She drives to Susquehanna Road, digs through the snow, and buries Michael, her soul shattered. The public reacts strongly to the revelation, with some viewing Margaret as a monster and others as a victim. Elise sits through interviews, courtrooms, and memorials, struggling to explain her mother's actions. Despite the pain, Elise finds it in her heart to forgive her mother, understanding the fear and love that drove her actions. The headstone for the boy in the box is changed in late 2022, now reading, Michael Green 1953 to 1957. Flowers bloom year-round at Michael's grave, and visitors come to reflect on the complexities of love and parenthood. Elise stands at Michael's grave, placing flowers and whispering a silent prayer for the brother she never knew. Flashback. Margaret, now older, sits alone in her room, clutching a photo of Michael and silently weeping. Elise, now a grandmother, tells her grandchildren about Michael, ensuring his memory lives on. A community memorial is held for Michael, with people coming together to honor his short life. Elise stands with the community, feeling a sense of closure and peace as she sees the support for Michael. A small museum exhibit is created to tell Michael's story, with Elise's diary entries and photos on display. Visitors read the diary entries, their faces showing empathy and understanding for Margaret's plight. Elise visits the exhibit, feeling a bittersweet mix of pride and sorrow as she sees Michael's story being told. A group of school children visit the exhibit, their teacher explaining the importance of remembering and understanding the past. Elise watches the children, a tear sliding down her cheek as she imagines Michael among them. The museum receives letters from people who were moved by Michael's story, expressing their condolences and support. Elise reads the letters, feeling a sense of connection with strangers who share in her grief and healing. A tree is planted near Michael's grave, a symbol of new life and hope for the future. Elise tends to the tree, watering it and ensuring it thrives, just as she ensures Michael's memory lives on. A bench is placed near the grave, inviting visitors to sit and reflect on Michael's story. Elise sits on the bench, looking out at the blooming flowers and feeling a sense of calm. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves of the tree, and Elise closes her eyes, feeling Michael's presence. The sun sets, casting a warm glow over the grave and the tree, a peaceful end to a day of remembrance. Elise leaves the cemetery, glancing back one last time and knowing that Michael is finally at peace. The camera pans out, showing the serene cemetery with flowers and the tree, a place of both grief and healing. The screen fades to black, with the final words, "You were never unknown. You were just hidden by love." The credits roll, with a dedication to the memory of all children who were hidden by circumstances beyond their control.